Morning YouTube, this is Debbie, and I was going to show you my new Bible. And I bought this on Amazon. This is the third or fourth one I've bought. And the first, let's see, third one. And the print was so small in the other ones I couldn't read it. So then I ordered this one, and this was supposed to be the large one. It is not the large one. But I wanted just a regular journal Bible. I didn't want all the coloring pages in it. But I love this translation. It's just I don't know. There's just something about this translation. I love it. I had this one, and I can't put tabs on it because I don't know if you can see that beautiful binding on there. But there's no way I'm gonna mess that up. And I really love this translation, and I started working through this April 28th. I think I started working through this. I like to do a chapter in the Old Testament and then do a chapter in the New Testament, and I'll finish working through this one. It'll probably take me about 6 months to get it done. But I've color coded let's see, this one, this will be the fourth Bible I've color coded. This is my NIV I've been using, and I've completely color coded this one. I've been through this Bible 4 times. Let's see. I hear these people, and I'm not telling you this to brag. I have ADHD, and it's very hard for me. I'm 65 years old, and I struggled for 60 years trying to read through the Bible, couldn't do it. And then I was watching Annie Plans. She had a Bible reading chart on her Bible, and she was talking about how, sorry, I'm doing this on webcam and I get these little poppy-uppy things that make noise. But she was talking about how she would just sit down and read however much she could while the kids was napping. You know, I'm a big Fly Lady fan, so I thought, well, you know, I will sit down for 30 minutes. I set my timer for 30 minutes. You know, everybody loves the timer. Every fly baby loves them timers. And I will just read the Bible for 30 minutes in the morning before I go to work. Well, this was my Bible reading chart, and this is, let me get this straight. I've done about 7 or 8 of them before I did this one. This is just where I got the idea to start tipping them into the Bible. But if you will set that timer for 30 minutes a day and read, and then when the timer goes off, stop, you will finish that Bible. I have read the Bible through 11 times now in the last 4 years. So it really works. Just set that timer. See, this is the second one I did in this Bible. This is the third. Ooh, that one's coming loose. Third. This is the fourth one I've done in this Bible. And I have color charts in, I want to say 3 other Bibles that I finished. And I read it on the tablet before that and finished, oh my God, how many times did I do that? 4 or 5 times I read through on the tablet and filled in that chart. And see, in this one here, I've tipped in this chart, and this is where I've, so far on this one, it got way off track there. But what I'm saying is, if you'll just set that timer maybe you've only got 15 minutes. Maybe you've only got 10 minutes. But set that timer and read until that timer goes off. And you will finish that Bible. And you'll finish it sooner than you think. But anyway, I cut completely. I have a color code, and it kind of evolves on me. I keep adding more and more to it, and I've done this whole Bible. I've been through this Bible 4 times, and I need to go through it another time because my color code. I keep finding more. What happens is in my mind, things start. I see connections. And so I'll start highlighting whatever connection I see. I started seeing the number 40 pop up. And you know, Jesus fasted, was out in the wilderness being tempted by the devil for 40 days. The Israelites won. But I found, oh my gosh, it must be 20 or 30 different instances in the Bible. Jacob, it took them 40 days to embalm Jacob. It took 40 years for, I think David reigned for, I don't know, there's a whole bunch of them. But I see connections, and I'll start marking them connections in there. So I've got a pretty, and I love the stories of Elijah. So I went online and found these pictures, and I printed them out on vellum and tipped them in. But I have, you know, I've got so many things that I've tipped in here. This is a story about Micah, David's wife. And I found this on Got Questions, and I tipped that in there. I've got this. I found this on Pinterest, and I love this. This is awesome. And then I have a chart in here somewhere with the names of God. I found this on Facebook. It says technically Moses was the first person with a tablet downloading data from the cloud. I put that in there. But what I wanted, I've color coded these Bibles, and color coded them. But what I want was a Bible to do Bible studies in, not just a color code. And I would like one I wanted just a plain one without the pictures, but that didn't happen. I got this one because I like that New Living Translation. And apparently the only ones that come with the New Living Translation is the coloring Bibles. And I thought if I was going to get this Bible, I might as well get the big ones, because not only was the print bigger, the pictures were bigger, so you could actually color them. But and I had no intentions of coloring this thing, but I got to tell you, it's a little like crack once you get started. But a lot of them, both sides are taken up with these pictures, and there's no room for notes. Let's see what's I working on. Philippians has got pictures on both sides of every page of the book. I mean, there's no place for notes. And I was seeing online where people were, well, I've added pages to my Bible for a while now, but I was seeing online where folks was adding the pages to the Bible, and they was struggling with it. I mean, they were taking their pages and they was folding this over and putting tape on there and taping it in there, and oh my, I mean, they were struggling with it. And I you know, you don't have to do that. Let me see, where's another one? Here's one right here. It's so easy to tip these in, and I promise you, once you, let me show you. Once you tip this in, that ain't coming out. That is in there. And I'm going to show you how I do it. I take a glue stick, and you don't put it on this side. You don't put it on this side. You go right on the edge. There's no glue on this side. There's no glue on this side. It's just sticky on the edge. And then you take your Bible and you wiggle it down into the ditch. Make sure you got it in there good, and then leave it, and then close it, and that will become a permanent part of your Bible. It ain't coming out, and you've got and mine, I put the tabs on it. I download these tabs off this Etsy, and you just go in there and put inspired tabs. This lady that makes these tabs, she gives every bit of the money that she earns to a ministry where they get Bibles for folks. So I think that's pretty awesome myself. Anyway, when I put the tabs in there, it's all ballooned out on this side. I put it on cardstock. Normally when I tab a Bible, I tabbed this one. And on these, I use sticker paper to print it out on. So all I had to do was cut out the sticker paper, and the sticker paper was thin, but I'm not working until this virus thing's over, because I work in a nursing home and they won't let me back in. But I use cardstock, and this is way too thick. So what I'm going to do is next time is just print it on regular printer paper and glue it in there. On these sheets, it comes in strips. The Bible tabs are in strips, and what I do, I cut out that strip, and then I take a piece of packing tape, and I put that packing tape over that, and then I put it in my scoreboard, and I score it down the middle, and I score it 2 or 3 times, and then I fold it, and then I cut them out. And once it's folded, it's real easy to trim those out. But since it's got the packing tape on it, it don't need to be that thick. And I'm thinking the printer paper would have been better, because then it wouldn't have this big old balloony outy thing, because I don't care for that. But I figure by the time I stick enough of them pages in there to make room to write notes in between those, it's going to probably bulk up in the middle too. And I was going to show you these Bible charts that I use. I got this Bible reading chart off of Google, and it's a free download, and it's if you will Google Pebble Creek Assembly of God Bible reading chart, it'll pop up, and it's printed on both sides like this, and you print it double-sided, and what happens is you come out with 2 charts when you're done. Now, it's not normally this small. I shrunk it down so it would fit in this Bible. It's usually half letter size, but I printed this one at 90% so it would fit in here. Because, let's see, let me see. Did I put one in here? Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, well, let me stick one in there. But go to Pebble Creek Assembly of God, and I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I just think it was terribly, terribly kind of them to put this Bible reading chart in there. And this is an awesome Bible reading chart. I love it. You can put a sticker over the name of the church if you want to. I don't, but and so now I have my Bible reading chart in there. Now what I'd like to do with this one is not color coded. I mean, I will highlight some scriptures, but I'm not going to do it like I did the other one. I'm not going to do verse mapping, because to me that just doesn't make any sense. But I would like one just to write notes in. And I found these. I have so many Bible markers. I have found the best Bible marker. These Stampin' Up pens work great. The Subtle collection and the Bright collection work real good. The Regals and the neutrals are too dark. Well, some of the neutrals aren't very dark, but these, and they're pretty. They're so pretty. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? But and another one that I use is the Tombow markers. These work great. And I like the Tombows because, you know, the fine tip, I can underline with that fine tip and I can see it. The fine tip on the Stampin' Up markers is a little too ball pointy, and it's a little too fine because some of them it'll underline. I mean, now if you like a little fine underline, that'll be right up your alley. But some of these little lines don't. And the nice thing about these Stampin' Up markers, you can re-ink these. You can get the Stampin' Up re-inkers for their ink pads and re-ink these markers. You just get you a good tweezers or something, or your fingers if you don't mind getting them ink. You pull that tip out, put you about 2 drops in there, and stick that tip back in. Just be careful you don't mess up your tip, because you can't buy tips for this thing. But yeah, those Stampin' Up markers are great. And I've got a little, this is just scratch paper glued together on one side. And I cut this paper that I use, I get out of a tablet. I get it from Target's when they have all the school supplies come back. This paper is so thin and it's bleed proof. And I love this paper. I use it in my planner. But I like it in the Bible because when I use, well, let me show you. When I use tapping printer paper, I get this. You see how it stands up? And when I use this paper from this grid thing, that paper just lays down in like one of the pages. So that's oh, hang on a second, let me show you. It's one of these. It's graph ruled notebook, high quality paper, resist bleeding, water resistant. Oh, water resistant. It's a 100 sheet graph ruled notebook, but I get these at Target. Oh, it's made by 5 Star. I get these at Targets when the school supplies come back in. They're 8.5 by 11, and these are just awesome. I get a bunch of them every year when they come out because I just love them. It's nice thin paper and it don't bleed. Anyway, I just thought I'd come on and show you my new Bible and how I set my new Bible up. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. If you like the video, hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you for watching. God bless.